Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Monday, April 24th, 2023. Let's take a look at the Forex economic calendar on Monday at the beginning of the trading week. So what do we have here? We have only one very important event scheduled for release at 10 o'clock. It's a German IFO Business Climate Index. Together with this data, there is business expectations and current assessment of the business climate. All of them are scheduled for release at 10 o'clock. And generally improvement is being expected in these three areas. So very nice data here, very good expectations, very positive expectations. Let's see what will be the outcome at 10 o'clock. ECB Panetta, he will give a speech at 11 o'clock, and then we are entering the New York session at 2:30. Data from Canada, new housing price index and wholesale sales scheduled for this 2:30, and then 3:30 we got ECB Panetta to give a speech again. So we are starting a new week. We have important data from Germany. Let's then find out what is going on the euro dollar. For our chart of the euro dollar is showing us that the market keeps doing higher highs and higher lows. However, since Friday, this market has been moving inside of a very tight zone after the 50% retracement was hit. The local high during this movement was hit at the level of 1.0997. So we are approaching slowly approaching the level of 1.10. This is the intraday technical resistance. Of course, there is a clear high established on 17th of the April, 1.0910, and from that low we can see some sort of the improvement, because there we are, this set of the pin bars here, and this pin bars might tell us that let me just point it out here, that might tell us that the whole, let's say, structure or pattern which is being under construction here is kind of a wedge pattern. So it's still very important to point out that the outcome from that pattern is to the downside. So if we don't have very nice breakout above this technical resistance at 1.1 towards the swing high located at the level of 1.1076, okay, so that's the red level, then we can be almost sure that this market will go lower towards this lows from the April 10th at 1.0832. So that's the outlook for the euro dollar. I think it's quite well presented and analyzed by us, because that's not the first time we basically did it. So screenshot made, and then we can move to another market, because there are some data from the Canada. Let's find out what is US dollar to the Canadian dollar doing on the 4-hour chart, and we got some kind of a surprise. Look, we got, of course, local high, and then we have a low, then we have a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and now we just broke this level. The level that was the high from the 10th of the April, 1.3552. We got a new local high, and we are breaking higher. So this might be some sort of the V-shaped reversal made after this pin bar at April 14th. So that level here, let me just change the color. So let's keep it red for now, okay, as a technical resistance, because we at least we know what this level was in the past. So we got this very steep movement to the upside. We got very steep movement to the upside. Look at this. You can see clearly that that trend line is very steep. That only means that the situation here is very impulsive, and we can even label the waves, okay, in an impulsive manner here in the in this chart. So we got the wave 1, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this is number 3, maybe this is number 4, maybe this is number 5. This is how it looks like. This is the most probable count on the US dollar to the Canadian dollar. We are trading above both of the moving averages on the 4-hour chart, and even if that's not enough, then we still have what? Yes, we still have a gap. We have a gap. Let's say this is the gap that I wanted to show you. Let's say this kind of gap, and very often this gap gets filled, so please be aware of this situation. Market moved from the extremely oversold conditions to the extremely overbought, so somewhere here we should see some kind of a bearish reaction, bearish let's say response on this recent movement to the upside. So that's not that obvious yet for the market participants, so please be prepared for increased volatility around this level. So screenshot done. Let's find out what is going on another market, which is the market of the crude oil after the data had been published. After the data had been published on Friday, we got the API crude stock data, and we got this. Let's say that's the ideal let's say gap. Okay, we've been trading above the gap, local high made around 83.52, and then we almost filled the gap during this movement at Friday. Moreover, on the 4-hour chart, the market is below both of the moving averages, so we can say that this technical high might be now the technical resistance as well, 83.52. Now we are heading towards the level of, let's say, 75.68 in order to close this gap, and because we are trading inside the extremely oversold market conditions, there might be some sort of the movement to the upside after this gap is covered. So let me put the horizontal line here for everyone to know where is that gap, and for the technical support it might provide. Okay, so please, last thing here is to take care on this. Well, the trend line is not that specific, it doesn't do much here. Nevertheless, the situation is kind of clear. We filled the gap. Now the market is ready to bounce because the market conditions are now extremely oversold on the 4-hour chart, of course. So that bounce is only the short-term bounce. Screenshot is done. Let's move to the last market, which is the Bitcoin market, and the Bitcoin is disappointing the market participants all over the board. It retraced the whole last movement to the upside, and now the market is back towards the zone, let's say horizontal zone. This zone is, of course, not very promising because we've been here before. We broke above the zone very nicely, but now, as you can see, we are back inside of this zone on the 4-hour chart. The moving averages had crossed, and even the fact that Bitcoin hit the extremely oversold market condition on the 4-hour chart didn't help much, because we bounced almost next to nothing. So we might see a test of this technical support very soon. Generally, the outlook for the Bitcoin right now is bearish, is very bearish, because the movement to the upside was only in 3 waves, and that's always corrective. That's always something we don't want to see. If we are, of course, bullish, we want to see the impulsive development to the upside. Nothing like this happened. We are below the moving averages. We are very close to that important technical support, and now the RSI is even negative. So the outlook, the short-term outlook for the Bitcoin remains absolutely bearish, and as soon as we break below this local trend line here, this local trend line, if we break below it, then of course the next target is the technical support. As you can see, two big horizontal lines here. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. So take care and bye bye.